Can anyone tell me their grade science from their 12 years old? Anyone remember? I'm guessing only a few of you guys can remember the score. Here's another question. Do you remember the time you spent in nature? The grass was green, flowers started to bloom, wind was breezing on your face, giving you a warm hello. Good afternoon. This is WooyeonKim from Southern Cross University Learning Center, learning pedagogy developer and an educational developer. Today, we are going to talk about the importance of play in children, removing all your worries and concerns on your children's academic progress, and answer some of your questions as well. To begin with, what is play? According to Piaget, it is happy display of known actions. Also, according to Vygotsky, play is an adaptive mechanism promoting cognitive growth, and it also creates the zone of proximal development, which we are going to talk about it later on this presentation. Did you know that all species, including mammals, humans, and birds, play from the birth? There is a research done by Dr. Stuart Braun on scientific disciplines researching play, studying a broad range from neuroscience research to behavioral science research and ethology as well. Play is a product of evolution, and we all are born with the instinct to play, and this is an ethological approach. In behavioral science, lack of play severely decreases the development of empathy and social competency on children, and the play balances out the human life cycle. American College Testing Program did a report showing impulsive and violent behavior on children deprived of play in early years. An author of Free to Learn, Peter Grace, says the earlier kids start traditional schooling, the worse children perform in school with grades and performance in class. In neuroscience approach, play triggers brain activities and development, creating neural connections to control over the movement, thoughts, and emotions. Nature play is the perfect activity for play-based learning as it can result in effects of play-based learning in physical, social, and cognitive skills. The role of play in children's learning have several developmental domains, and in specific, developmental and social domains are deeply related to theorists such as Piaget, Steiner, and Malaguchi, which I am very much affected by. When talking about developmental domain, it means the educators plan activities in relation to children's developmental stages, focusing on continuous stage of development. For sociocultural domain, Malaguchi claims development and learning occurs when children's communities and surroundings, that the environment is the third teacher. Both domains have different approach and pedagogy. However, they share one common setup, which is having a proper educational learning environment for children. Learning environments should offer children inviting, encouraging, and offering temporal feelings as well as asking them open-ended questions, provoking children's sense of wonder and curiosity. According to Early Years Learning Framework for Australia, ELF in short, successful play-based learning environments should include physical, temporal, and social and intellectual elements both indoor and outdoor. To access and critically reflect on children's learning development, both as individuals and in groups, the educators need to drive program planning and implementation as well as evaluating and assessing children's learning development through ongoing cycle of observation. This is stated in National Quality Standard Area 1.3.1 and 1.3.2. Children in successful play-based learning environments can access to rich and diverse resources, aligning with Nicholson's theory of loose parts, enhance cognitive skills such as language and literacy, creativity, imagination, advance in physical development, learn positive attitude for learning, and get vigorous in social and emotional learning skills. According to Southwest Human Development, play is not just a way to keep children entertained, it is their primary vehicle for learning and development. Through playing, children can develop social, emotional, physical, as well as cognitive skills we all need to acquire as adults. I want to ask one question to all of the families in here. How do you want your children to be raised? Would you like your children to grow up as self-disciplined, academically motivated, and interpersonal adults, or lacking non-cognitive skills resulting in externalizing behavior, social empathy, but getting A's in all tests? This sounds dramatic, I know. However, Dr. Damon Jones and his team did a research on children's prosocial skills, indication of non-cognitive ability at school entry, and predicting outcomes as adults. In his study, resulted that there is a significant association between positive social emotional skills in early years and outcomes as adults in multiple areas such as education, employment, criminal activity, and mental health. This is what I wanted to highlight in today's meeting, that instead of focusing on academic approaches, through play-based pedagogy, children should have its possibilities and challenges associated with incorporating play into practice. With multiple experiences, I have encountered with a few challenges, and one of them is not being flexible with children's temporal behavior. It is considered natural for children to be unpredictable with their unique agency, but me being a micromanager, it took a while for me to accept their temporal behavior and respect it. One day I have prepared an outdoor activity with children to find nature resources that can be used as musical instruments. Instead of finding musical instruments, I have planned. Children were drawn by a lizard in the playground. After spending 2 hours with the lizard, exploring every parts of it, we then could finish our music class. But I have to admit, I am terrified of lizards, and spending 2 hours with it was just a nightmare. But I am both a learner and an educator when it comes to learning. I still am a micromanager when it comes to children's health and safety, but when it comes to their strong sense of identity, developing an understanding of themselves as significant, respected, and feel a sense of belonging along with the feeling valued and successful. This is why the educators and families need to interact with each other as both shape children's experiences of becoming. The educators also always need to remember to be attentiveness and be awareness towards children, but respect their decisions inside the zone of proximal development by Vygotsky. This is my personal theory on play, that it should be under children's free will, their abilities and capacities, and that the educators must keep the space between what children can accomplish independently with minimum guidance. It is considered to be a successful developmental milestone when children like to give and receive affection from families and communities described as microsystem by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. The creator of this ecological system theory claims a rich microsystems promotes powerful proximal processes, the most fundamental process of a human development. As we play important part in children's microsystems, collaborative partnership between families and the educators are inevitable for children's inclusion, learning, and well-being. Children don't jump from one developmental process to the next. They learn and adapt to new process by playing and spending time with each process. The child is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be lit. As PH believes, our goal is to set and keep the fire lighting up the world bright and shine. Thank you.